HHA Sports, and we're at the Matthews 2014 show in the Wisconsin Dells. This morning we introduced our brand new Optimizer Cadet.
We're here at the 2013 ATA show in Louisville, Kentucky.
Once you get up into that 5500 series, it's got an exclusive rheostat, which is nothing more than a mechanical sleeve that covers up the fiber optic.
So we've came out with a lot of products over the last 40 years and really a broad variety of different things that we've came out with over the years. And quite a few before we even got into sights. So Brian, you want to kind of just go over some of the early products that we did have?
Sure. Well, Dad, as we've spoken before, back in the mid-70s, Dad wanted to get into the archery manufacturing industry.
Yeah.
And he came out with what was called the Cant Punch. It was a hydraulic release. That was his very first go at it. Limited success. Later on, more releases. But ultimately, what really got HHA kicked off was in 1984, a fellow from the local archery club came to him with an idea for a folding stabilizer. And this was made by me at Mid-State Tech in 1983. Prototype. This turned out to be the first production model. That is what launched HHA Sports in 1984.
That's pretty cool.
After that, through the years, broadheads, more releases, caliper releases in a big way.
Yeah.
And then broadheads, silhouette targets, just a gamut of miscellaneous items that Dad came up with to kind of fuel the furnace and get the thing moving.
Right.
But we never really got a big hitter until 1994, 95. A family friend from down southern Wisconsin had an idea for a movable sliding type sight. And this is the original prototype that he brought up. That is a beast.
Yeah.
But that is the foundation of everything that HHA has done for slider sights for the last
Almost 30 years.
30 years.
Right.
This was our first production model that we came up. We enhanced Ted's design here and did some things with it, but this was the very first slider that we sold production-wise. And you can see just with the lines and the size and the shape, and you take that to the next 30 years, walking up the ladder, we've evolved a long way. The quality, this is still a beautiful sliding sight.
Right.
Zero play, perfect functionality, but like everything, the F-150 today looks a whole lot different than it did 30 years ago.
That's for sure.
And that's kind of the evolution of HHA.
Diving into all the products that we've really came out with on the sight side, I mean, just rattling off the years, I think. I mean, the first Optimizer, like you said, was in 94, 95,
Yep.
and then there were obviously, that model's been enhanced here, I mean, since even then, I mean, as recent as last year.
Here is our current model, and there was a couple renditions in between where it shrunk in size, got a little bit more cosmetically appealing,
Right.
Increased the value of the micro left-right mechanism. I mean, everything is a building block. Nothing stays the same. If it either improves or it goes away.
Right.
And that's what we've done. We keep improving, and it's just product design is an evolution.
So then, I mean, really after the sliding sight, the next big one, I mean, although we do still carry the Opti Light, was the Ultra in 07, and that was probably, I mean, that was really a game changer at the time.
It really was, and that was the first sight that we came with where we actually had the geared wheel, where now you had your X amount of vertical drive, but we geared it down such that the wheel was your driver.
Right.
And now that motion was magnified around the circumference of the wheel, so you actually were getting a nice stretched out, super accurate sighting tape mechanism where you can go to the yard, split yards.
Right. And that's interesting you say that, because I mean, really the Ultra, looking back, propelled our sight tapes. You know, we're known for our sights, but I mean, they really propelled our sight tapes to what they are today.
Absolutely.
With to-the-yard accuracy.
Yep.
I mean, being one of the first ones to that game.
Yep. Our sight tape packages for our newest sights in 2023 are actually not a heck of a lot different from those very first tapes. We just keep enhancing them with water resistance and cosmetics and durability and such. But the crux and the mechanics and the science behind the tape system on our current line originated with the Ultra.
For sure.
Yeah, and that was something Dad came up with. I remember, I'm pretty sure you were there, you must have been, but we were shooting at my neighbor's house at the time, shooting 20 and 60 yards. We didn't think that this, I didn't want to say we didn't think it was going to work, but to actually see it happen, you know, shooting at 20 and 60.
I remember that.
As we're flinging arrows and he's just giggling like a schoolgirl when it actually worked. And that was 16 years ago, but I mean, that sight tape system and how that works, I mean, there's a lot of other tape systems in the market, but ours is, we like to think it's the best one. It's a system that he invented and pioneered, 16 years ago.
Right.
So then, I mean, really, after the Ultra, probably the next big hitter would have been the Kingpin.
The Kingpin was designed in 2015, and that was the very last product that my dad and I designed together. After that, he took a step back, but that Kingpin, and to this day, we call it the TETRA Max now.
Right.
But that Kingpin is that is, to me, still the nicest sight design on the market for the hunter or 3D shooter.
Right.
With the removable wheels, and it's just the Cadillac of our product line. And now we keep enhancing it with improvements each year. But the chassis, the main framework of that Kingpin, that's the nicest product that we make.
For sure, and that would have been the first sight that we had with tapes out to 100 yards. But yeah, I mean, really, that sight still has set the standard for us, at least in the current sight line. I think it's really cool. You look at the original Optimizer and how across each model, little things have changed on each enhancement, and how that's led to the TETRA Max Tournament Edition Short Bar Rise. I mean, this looks a lot different than that first Optimizer sight did. Yeah. But I think what's even more exciting is just thinking about the next product, the next product after the next product. I'm really excited about what we have with this current Rise line and what that could be.
Absolutely. It's exciting to know that we'll be offering even more.
For sure.
To keep, see what we can do to keep that 19 straight years of top slider sight in the industry. Well, we want to keep that moving.
For sure.